Welcome to Geek Fandom Media. I am your host, Chris, and you guys, we're talking spoilers for Marvel Studios' brand new film, Thunderbolts. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, because I like to be transparent and I like to be honest. Thunderbolts is easily one of the best Marvel films in a long while. I think the top Marvel films post Endgame, or Spider-Man No Way Home and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, this film was brilliantly written on every aspect for every character, other than Taskmaster, which we'll get into. But I thoroughly had a good time. I was emotionally invested, taking this core group of characters, of rejects, so to say, and putting them together to see if they can mesh well for one equal and big goal. But the brilliant part is these characters all have trauma. And the themes that this film introduced through their trauma and their experiences, we're talking like self-worth, being, worthy, having a sense of purpose, was so well done. I got choked up so many times in this movie, you guys. It was sad. I was legit about to cry during so many scenes because I can really relate to these characters. That's what I love so much about this film. The characters are so relatable. They're relatable. And you want them to overcome their struggles, their mental hurdles, which we all deal with deep down inside. And deep down inside, the void. We'll get into that as well. That's what I really attached to so much, was these characters. Everyone from Yelena, Red Guardian, even Bob, Bucky, John Walker, my God. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Ghost. They all really had this connection that they fully didn't understand. And they didn't understand each other when they first met. But little did they know, they had this real deep empathy for each other, even though they didn't want to admit it. So when certain scenes really came to fruition of us discovering that, John Walker lost his wife and son. She left and took the kid. You see his face and you see Yelena look at him with such heartfelt just emotion. I love that everybody really had something to say. The comedic relief, the Red Guardian. Deep down inside, it's all about finding your happiness and what makes you happy. So when Yelena asked him, what makes you happy? It was me serving my country. It was so beautifully written, you guys. The action was spectacular. Spectacular action. The hand-to-hand combat, that opening sequence with, Yelena going through the guards was so good. So good. Valentina, what a brilliant performance. She was the mastermind behind everything. Everybody was secretly working for her. They were all expendable to her eyes because she was dealing with some issues about being impeached. So she was trying to cover her butt at all costs. She was great. Man, what great writing for Valentina. As much as I couldn't stand her, I really liked her character. I was like, yo, she's so good. She's so evil. She's pulling all the strings, making everything happen. She was absolutely wonderful. And then Lewis Pullman, you guys, as Bob, Sentry, The Void. All three characters. Fantastic. No, I don't see a world of where, what's that dude's name from The Walking Dead? Oh my God, Glenn. I don't see a world where he was this character. Lewis Pullman did a phenomenal job. He was great on every single level with this character. The emotional beats he was hitting were so impressive. When we finally got to see his interactions with the other characters. Fucking U.S. agent always being a dick to him. I felt upset about that. But also his relationship with Yelena. I sensed a little bit of a romantic connection between those characters, which I was rooting for. And it ended up being Yelena at the end of the film who pulls him out of the void, which was incredible. The way they handled the Void. Or even Sentry in general. The costume, the design, the blonding of the hair was epic. That fight scene at the Avengers Tower was badass. He whipped their asses without even breaking a sweat. He took on how many super soldiers? 3 super soldiers? Red Guardian, Bucky, and US Agent? Like it was nothing. That was spectacular. And when the Void finally came, it was terrifying because what the hell can you do? Being trapped in your own nightmare forever and endless nightmares. Your worst moments of your life. Can you imagine? That was crazy. And they all had their worst moments. But seeing Yelena going through the trials of being, a Black Widow and her first kill was heartbreaking. Florence Pugh's performance was so incredible. She was the highlight of the film for me. She truly was. I can watch Florence Pugh all day long because she's beautiful too, but she has some acting chops, dude. And I cannot wait to see her in more MCU projects like Avengers Doomsday. But everything, you guys, from the Secretary, Bucky being a congressman, getting back into the game because he's trying to take down Valentina. That was awesome to see. His whole Terminator moment. Bucky kind of being the leader because Bucky's went through so much trauma himself and he's dealt with it. He got help in Wakanda. So I love the fact that Bucky was able to kind of sense and connect with these group of misfits who are all struggling mentally and trying to fit in. It just, everything fit in a cohesive story that was so incredibly well relatable. Everything. I was so highly impressed with this movie, you guys. I cannot stress this enough. It was fantastic. Fantastic. There wasn't one character who didn't shine. They, the comedic, moments between the group, they weren't forced. Everything felt natural. US Agent was actually, one of the funniest people in the movie. He was great. I can't highly recommend this movie enough. Like, this shit definitely felt like it's putting Marvel back on track. Especially coming off of Captain America Brave New World. This just felt so right. And the post-credit scene, you guys. Holy crap. So the asterisk, right? Everybody was wondering what they were going to do with that. What was going to happen? So by the end of that movie, Valentina, like I said, playing the string, she always had a game plan. She always had something to do. They come out, your new Avengers. Holy shit. I was hyped. I was like, this is the new Avengers? Hell yeah, let's get into it. And then the post-credit scene, seeing them in the Avengers Tower with the new logo, the door opening up, seeing everybody together, Bucky with the new suit. Everybody looks so good. Everybody. Bob just kicking it in the corner because he can't be Sentry without the Void. That's just how powerful this dude is. And then them discovering that there was something happening in outer space. There was a breach. And then, they get footage. And it's the Fantastic Four ship. Holy shit. I was like, yo, let's go. Finally, something that actually means something to the next Avengers film, that has some kind of plot tie-in that is actually huge and epic. Finally. And when Bucky said he's talked to Cap, meaning Sam Wilson, and they're not seeing eye to eye with this new Avengers. Apparently, Sam is putting his own team together as well. Good luck. And now I'm trying to think, who could be a part of Sam's team? This is really interesting. Who you got, Sam? That's what I want to know, Sam. Who's on your team, Sam? Who you got, the Falcon? I'm sorry, man, but I love this new Avengers team. And I cannot wait to see them all back in action. It's 14 months later. They've been working together, so their camaraderie, their teamwork is probably hella elevated on every single level. That post-credit scene was so epic. I was like, oh my God, the Fantastic Four are coming to the main MCU timeline. Let's go. It was so good, you guys. This movie, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful story. The score was absolutely incredible too. I really enjoyed the score. It really felt like it had some weight to it. I was like, man, I feel it. Like I said, just, there wasn't a dull moment for me. There wasn't a dull moment. The one scene that I think that really broke me down the most was when Yelena was like, Daddy. I was like, oh, nigga. Nobody was sitting next to me. I was just like, you got me. You got me. Wonderful scene. I love that her and her dad have finally kind of, brought their relationship back together, because she was pissed at him for the longest time. It's been a year, you haven't talked to me. You weren't there for me. My sister died again. And then when he said, I thought you didn't want me. As a parent, you guys, that hit home too. I was like, oh my God. Every emotional beat was landing for me. Everything, you guys. Everybody. Seeing everybody's story was so beautiful. So beautiful. Taskmaster. Now we finally understand why Taskmaster really wasn't at the premiere, or, Taskmaster just wasn't around. Got murked off the first 5 minutes of the movie. And that was it for Taskmaster. But I like the fact that Yelena kind of was like saddened by that, because she's had it past with the Taskmaster before, if you've seen the Black Widow film. So I like that she was feeling, empathetic for this person. So this movie was, you guys, like I said, I loved it from start to finish. This is definitely the win that Marvel Studios needed, and I hope and pray that they get, scripts that are as well written as this movie, man. All about character development, all about character. Like I said, the final action sequence, or the third act of this movie isn't your typical Marvel film. And that's what I love and appreciated so much. It was them being in the void, Yelena being in the void, trying to pull Bob out. And it was so powerful and impactful. And to see Bob's memories, them going through the entire house. Don't go through that room, this is what, like, he's had a definitely a difficult past, and that's why he signed up for the experiments, because he just didn't feel like living anymore, like his own personal life was a struggle. And I love the fact that we got to see that, man, and that she was there for him and holding him. And I loved their relationship so much. Yelena and Bob, wow, I want to see them together. He's a little bit, unstable, but I want to see them together, and I felt it. Every time they looked at each other, you felt this connection. You felt something. Did I miss anything in this kind of spoiler review? I'm trying to think, you guys. I'm trying to think. We kind of covered everything with the characters: Taskmaster, Bucky, Yelena, Red Guardian, Ghost, U.S. Agent, Valentina. Even like her secretary was great. I really enjoyed her secretary. Kind of always, in the dark, trying to, purposely take her down, because she was terrified of what she can become and what she was becoming. That's why, she hit up Bucky. Bucky was like, yo, hit me up. If you got inside scoops, I'm trying to take her down. And that's what she did. But wow, incredible stuff, you guys. I'm excited for the future of the new Avengers headed this way. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I hope I didn't miss anything. It's still fresh in my mind. Like I said, what a film. Incredible. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have saw Thunderbolts, where would you rank it in the MCU? Where would you rank it post Endgame? Is it high on your list? Is it low on your list? Let me know what you guys think about this group of misfits coming together to really impact the MCU in a way like we've never seen before, becoming the new Avengers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And of course, thank you guys for taking time out of your day for watching Geek Fandom Media. Peace.